Welcome back to the channel. This is video number 2 of the series. Today I want to show you how to calculate your macros. In the previous video I talked about how I want to refocus on certain habits and start eating right again. So in order for me to do that, I have to start off right, and to do so I have to know what amount of calories I'm going to consume. Okay, so the easiest way to calculate your macros, there are different ways, but I'm going to talk about the easiest one, is to keep in mind the goal body weight you're striving for, right? So let me explain. Right now I weigh around 81.8 kgs. My goal is to weigh around 75. According to my calculations, that's about 165 pounds, right? So I'm going to write here 165 pounds. I have here some numbers. Maybe you've heard of the method from Harris and Benedict, basically two people who were experts when it comes to sport, and they created this formula. In order for me to calculate how many calories I have to consume to do what I gotta do, I have to multiply the weight I'm striving for with a number between 10 and 15, right? The lower the number, the more drastic the fat loss. And I don't believe in sprinting, so we're going for a marathon, meaning for the average people, a number between 11 and 14, or something like that, should be good enough. So I chose that I'm going to do, because I want some wiggle room when it comes to my calories, so I'm going to multiply the 165 pounds with 12.5. That should give me a specific number times 12.5. 2062 calories point, what was it? 5? Alright, fine. 2062. We use comma here in the Netherlands, so that's what I'm going to, you know what? Fuck it. 0.5. Alright. These are my total calories. What I want to do, because this is an estimate, what I want to do is I want to start off with the first 2 to 3 weeks, right? Seeing what this does to my weight. If it fluctuates, or let's say it goes down, I know that I'm where I want to be. But if it doesn't go down, it goes up, or it stays the same, I know that I kind of have to drop it just a little bit. But I'll get into that later or in a different video. Alright, so this is what I'm going to focus on to consume on a daily basis. Don't have an all or nothing mentality, meaning if you don't hit exact numbers, you're failing, because that's not true, right? Make sure you're around those numbers. Before we get into the actual calculation, I want to go over something that is important to know. Alright? The macros. Macros are basically proteins, carbs, and fats. In 1 gram of protein, there is 4 calories, right? In 1 gram of fat, also, and in 1 grams of carb, 4 calories, and in fats, 9. So I'm going to say it again. 4 calories in 1 gram of protein, 4 in 1 gram of carbs, and 9 in 1 gram of fat. Alright? Keep that in mind. So next up, what we're going to do. I asked ChatGPT what is the best ratio for me to focus on getting my macros in, so my proteins, carbs, and fats. It told me to go for a 40-40-20 method. Meaning 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fats. Alright? I'm going to put it here, because we have to focus on this when we're calculating. That means that 40% of this 2062.5 is going to come from protein, carbs, and 20% is going to come from fats. Alright? We're not going to make this more difficult than it should be. So now we're going to get into the actual calculation. So this is my total daily calories, alright? I'm going to put here daily calories. We're going to keep this for 2 to 3 weeks and see what happens. Alright. To calculate how much calories are going to come from protein, we're going to multiply 2062.5 with 0.40. Alright, and that should give you, according to my calculations, 8 to 5. These are calories, right? We're not done yet. After that, we're going to do the same thing for the carbs. we already know it's the same number, but I'm gonna spell it out exactly. Alright, and now we're going to do this 2062.5 times 20, or at least times 0.20, because it's 20% fat, right? So that's, let me calculate real quick. It's 412.5, so that's 412.5 calories. Alright, if we add this up together, 825 times 2 plus 312.5 is 2062.5. So it adds up, right? We're not done. Now comes the best part. These are the calories, right? In order to see how many grams we have to consume per macro, so per protein, carbs, or fats, we're going to have to divide the 825 calories into 4, because like I said previously, protein, carbs have 4 calories and fats 9, right? So what we're going to do is, here we're going to do 825 divided by 4. Let's do a quick calculation here. 825 divided by 4 is 206 grams, 0.25. Let's make it 206 grams, right? Of protein. So that means also for carbs, I'm just gonna spell it out just like that. 206 grams of carbs. And now the 412.5 calories divided by 4 is 412.5 calories divided by 9, because it's of course 9 calories per 1 gram of fat. It's 45.8 fat, but I'm just gonna say 45.8 of fat. So there you have it. The next challenge is to actually, well, it's not really a challenge, but for some people it is to put it into MyFitnessPal, and then make sure that you hit those macros day in and day out, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and see what happens with your physique, right? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to create a different video showing you how to use MyFitnessPal, and this is just one of the apps you can use, by the way. But use MyFitnessPal, and this way you can track what you eat. And I said in the beginning, use it especially just to see what you're consuming, right? Oftentimes we think, now I realize, by the way, I wasn't looking in the camera, but of course I was busy with the screen. But oftentimes we think we eat a certain amount of calories, but then it turns out we eat more, and that's why people get demotivated. You know, I'm going to the gym 3, 4, 5 times, 6 times a week, not seeing progress. It's because you're eating much more than you're burning, and it's as easy as that. Unless you have like some health issues, but for the majority of people, it's just a matter of controlling what you eat, portion control. But I'll make videos about that in the future. For now, this is what it is. If you need to pause the video here and there, please do so, and write down, calculate what you need to calculate. Again, focus on the ideal weight you have in mind, and based on that, use the numbers between 10 and 15, right? Again, around 12 is a good average for the majority of people. And one tip though, if the numbers go way below, let's say 1900, I suggest you still trying to adjust it and make sure it's a bit higher, because we want some wiggle room, right? We want to be able to adjust the calories in the future if necessary. And the last thing you want is to be eating 1500 calories a day. That's way too little. So make sure you find the right balance for you, so this can be something that's sustainable. This is not only for just a small period of your life, this is basically a lifetime, right? So it has to be sustainable. That's why a lot of people fall off, because it's not sustainable to them. Alright, so I noticed that the introduction of the video didn't go well due to some strange reason, so let me do it again. In today's video, I want to show you how you can calculate your macros, your proteins, fats, and carbs in the MyFitnessPal app in order for you to reach your goals. Oftentimes we underestimate how much we eat. You know, it could be oils, peanut butter, whatever. And by tracking, we are in control. And, you know, having the information is going to help us to reach our goal faster, alright? So by tracking and looking back at the information, we are being honest with ourselves, right? That's the only way for you to reach your goal. So let's get into the video. in order for you to know what you're consuming on a daily basis, in order for you to lose weight or gain weight, in my case, I'm focusing on losing body fat, meaning losing weight, it's important to track whatever it is you're consuming. So for that, I use this app called MyFitnessPal. And if you see me look down, it's because I'm looking at my phone and it's casting on a computer. So don't think I'm not interested. I'm just looking at my phone screen, all right? And I gotta keep it on. So I'm doing my best here. We get here. I already filled in that my goal weight is going to be 75 kgs, all right? So I wanna adjust my goals. As you can see here, I started putting it in I started updating this thing on October the 12th. All right. My goal weight is 75, and right now I'm around 80.9 kgs. So already a little bit less. All right. So what I want to do, I'm going to go here. My goal is to lose about 0.5 kgs a week. Anything faster is considered crash diet, so I don't want to do that. All right. So now what we're going to do, activity level, I'm going to adjust. You can choose not very active, lightly active, active, or very active. If I be honest with myself, the majority of the time I'm sitting in the office, but I do work out, so I'm gonna put it lightly active. All right. So that's already set properly. Now we're gonna go to the voedingsdoelen. That's what the carbs. All right. So here's the interesting part, right? I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna adjust this number because we said in the previous video that my calories should be around 2062.5. So that's what I'm going to put in here. 0.5. All right. We use commas here, so it is what it is. All right. And now the thing is, this is not a paid version of the MyFitnessPal, so I kind of have to play around with the numbers to get as close as possible to the numbers we calculated. All right. So we said that we're going to focus on around 206 grams of protein. To be honest, I always struggle with taking in protein, so I want to at least have around 130, 160 a day, but I'm going to fill this in. Otherwise, this thing is not going to add up. All right. So let's go to the proteins, and we're just going to play with the numbers. I want to get it up to 206. Yeah, look perfect. All right, 206. The carbs, same thing, 206. And now we have the fats, which is 45.8 grams. Perfect. If I go lower, it's going to be a lot lower. So actually, this is pretty good. So as you can see here, it's 100, meaning it adds up. We're going to save it. And now you can see that it actually calculated it here, readjusted it by making it 2063, which is perfectly fine. So there you have it. It's as easy as that. I have to be honest. The real challenge for me is actually tracking my food and actually paying attention to what I'm eating. But really, today, a win is a win, guys. Listen, usually I say yes when someone offers me a cookie or anything that I love. Today, they offered me some cake. It's called tompoes here in the Netherlands. I don't know what they call it in English. I might have to look that up. Let me look that up real quick. It's like a cream pastry, all right? I do not like that at all. I mean, I can eat it, but it's not my favorite, right? So I told my coworker, no, I don't want it. And I really felt this sense of joy because I was like, actually, I rejected something that I would actually eat. So I did not snack today, and that's awesome. As you can maybe recall, it's one of my habits to snack at least or only 2 times a week. And today I skipped it, so that's awesome. All right, so my screen keeps shutting off, but that's how you set your calories. And then after it's done, we go back to the diary, basically where you enter your food intake. As you can see here, let me make the screen a bit bigger. As you can see here, why is this thing showing? Yeah, as you can see here, this is what I already ate today, and I still have 1,000 calories left. And this is not a cookie, by the way, down here, vanilla cookie. This is a high protein drink. It has 25 grams of protein, and I'm gonna show you that I'm not lying. Look at that. High Pro Danone is basically like a yogurt drink with protein in it. So right here, as you can see, I'm not lying about this. Anyway, so 1,003 calories left, and to be honest, I'm full. I already had dinner. I'm full, so it's amazing. I mean, I also had a lot of water today, you know. And another thing, I want to talk about this. As we speak, I'm drinking my water. If you feel hungry, oftentimes it's because you're thirsty. And it sounds crazy maybe, but whenever you feel hunger, drink a glass of water. Just one glass and see what happens. Oftentimes you find that the hunger you thought you had is just gone, right? So that way you kind of you make it easier on yourself not to eat things you're not supposed to eat. And again, there's nothing wrong with snacking. It's all about portion control and not snacking maybe every day. And for some people it works, and that's totally fine. But I noticed that I really am what I eat. If I eat like shit every day or every week, I feel like that. And when I don't, I feel a lot better. So yeah. Anyway, that's the video for today. Tell me if you like this type of content, and if so, I will try to make more in the future. But I just wanted to show you how you can track your calories, how you can input the information in MyFitnessPal. And by the way, find another app if necessary, whatever works for you. I've been using MyFitnessPal for years, and I really love it. And as you can see, you don't even have to have the paid version. All you gotta do is just download it, and you're good to go. And if you really want to, you can pay for it, but that's up to you. And I paid for my habit tracker, by the way, because I thought, you know what? I want to do this the right way. So why not pay for it? And it was like one-time payment, $3-4 or something like that. And now I can just use it whenever I feel like it. So with all the features and possibilities. Anyway, thank you if you made it this far. And I hope you can use this method to help you to achieve your goals. If so, leave it down in the comment section. Share with me what habit tracker or what calorie tracker you use, right? Share the knowledge. I think we can all benefit from it. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.